and may it be the Princess of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
I'm Bruce.
And I'm Steve.
Hey, we got a good one to talk about. We're done with the
Yeah.
sludge here. I was telling you, I asked you earlier today what you thought about it. And your thoughts now?
I'm really good. Really
Yeah.
good. And the thing is, it's definitely, it's not the whole story. This is definitely the first part of a three-parter. No big finale, but a nice ending to this part of the story. Also, probably one of the best little preludes. I like that Gathering Storm. Was just really nice. I don't know if that's Brandon Sanderson different, because it's a lot different than all the other ones.
That's definitely a Brandon Sanderson thing.
Is it? Well,
yeah.
There's a little preface at the beginning of the book talking to the fans, because there's a lot of fans worried. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I was one too. I was like, I don't think this guy's gonna, make it feel like Robert Jordan.
Yeah.
And so he goes through and tells you, I am using Robert Jordan's story. I mean, I've been sitting hours with Harriet. We've been fleshing things out. She approves everything. We make changes. I mean, he was basically
the book was, gonna be long. It was gonna be one book. But it was gonna be, like what do you say, like
carried around in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, basically.
Imagine if Return of the King never got finished and they had to bring someone else in to do it. I mean that's the kind of pressure that Brandon Sanderson was under, and there were a lot of fans scrutinizing, like, he's not Robert. Well, yeah, no one's Robert Jordan.
Right.
But the thing is, though, it was a nice way to just tell the fans, hey, look, I followed true to the storyline. Harriet made sure to. I mean, I thought it was really nice, unnecessary. Now, knowing what I know now, I don't remember reading that the first time. I just don't remember what my thoughts were. I'd forgotten he had that little portion in the very, just in Gathering Storm, just to kind of tell the fans, hey, fans, hi, my name's Brandon. I'm not gonna screw it up. These are we tried to move as many notes, but you can tell he put his touch in it, and thank goodness he did. Thank goodness he did.
Absolutely. It's just when all the characters become more likable.
Well, it's like someone turned on the lights in the room.
And I don't know that you can necessarily attribute that just to Brandon Sanderson, because generally towards the end of a book, once people have started to reach their character arcs and stuff like that, they tend to be more likable, and you have more of an attachment to them. But
true, but I found a fresh pace. Gone are the days where men are so stubborn, women don't know what they're doing. All that talk's been dropped. I mean, obviously because the biggest battle in the world's coming up. Yeah. But at the same time, we're moving on. It felt like finally we've been stuck in this rut for so long. I mean, The Drudge is part of that too. Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason too. I mean, who knows what we would have thought if what would have been Lord of Chaos and now Brandon Sanderson would have been like, switching gears here.
Yeah.
But after you've read through The Drudge, you're like, look, the doors, I'm getting fresh air for the first time, or I'm getting oxygen after being buried alive. 5 books. But just the opening description of them. There's a guy and he encounters a Trolloc. The description of the Trolloc is unlike anything Robert Jordan ever did. Robert Jordan talked about Trollocs at the very beginning. Half human, but he said that the way Brandon Sanderson described him, human face, but looks like a boar, but then has claws as an eagle, and just this mutant, just horrible. We've seen Trollocs,
right?
But Brandon Sanderson lets you know, no, these are still scary things.
Right.
And let me give you my description, and it's the best description.
The Shan Chen captain that helped Perrin, and she's on her way back to.
She brings proof that there's these weird things going on and weird creatures.
Right. But this is the first time she's grown up, not believing that these things exist. They get over here, they hear these stories, and like, yeah, whatever. And then she actually sees it, and she's all of a sudden like, oh shit, because even if we do subdue this continent and all these people, we still have to worry about these things. So, yeah, the description that she gives us is different from everybody else, and that could be a Brandon Sanderson thing, or that could just be.
I really like that. Just the 2 farmers seeing the storm roll in. I mean, it really doesn't play into the rest of the book at all, other than just set tone and mood, and watching the storm kind of rush in and pull back, and dark and
Yeah.
rolling, and there's a calling to just go north.
There's that ominous
it's
tone.
like, it's
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah,
We've got
one
to
minute
go.
the storm is like 10 miles away, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, that's right on top of us now. And then
Yeah.
it kind of moves
And
back.
they need to take their best plow shears
Mhm.
and forge them into swords.
Right, not your third
Yeah.
best, your first best.
Yeah, and I mean, just the opening just felt like a brand new beginning again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the series needed. Now, Matt's character improves.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, funny. He's scared of if he's going to change. He thinks he's going to change after marriage, and he's making a promise that he's not going to
still
change.
going to gamble. He's still going
Yeah.
to drink.
And
He's still going to dance.
I want a bloody drink, and I want to gamble for it. That was his line. I wrote that one down. I was like, I want my bloody drink, and I want to gamble for it too. Like
That's right.
I'm still a man.
You
Marriage is not
definitely
taking
get a
me down.
little bit more of a tete-a-tete between him and Talmanis.
Yes.
Before, their friendship was hinted at, but now you actually get to see some interaction between the two of them that's not just he's in the room and Thomas is
Yeah.
Which is what you were seeing beforehand.
right.
It was.
And Thomas is great in this one because he's always
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh yes, Matt. Oh yes, yes, I'm sure." And it's funny though.
Yeah.
It's funny. But there's, of course, this is. I just love this one. Matt tricks the town into giving up the supplies,
Mm-hmm.
of course, because he has the treasure chest. He's like, well, I mean, can I just stay and gamble? And they're just so greedy. He pines on their
But
greed.
there's also a time limit. He's got to be out there by dark.
Yeah,
Right.
he's got to be out there by dark. So that was his rule. So he's like, so they leave. They didn't realize it had gotten dark. They said, look, you need to go now. He's like, okay. He went, blood and ashes, So they got supplies together, and they're like, go, 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 go. He's thinking, oh, they're just sore losers. Well, then they're all in the inn. It's very quiet, and then you hear howling and screaming, and he thinks, are they that mad that I beat them? And then they run. They
Yeah.
start running because
somebody comes flying out the window.
they're all cursed, and
They basically go
Demons.
nuts every night
Yeah.
and kill each other, and then
Kill each
wake up like Groundhog's Day back in
Yeah.
their beds.
back when normal. They have blood on them, but it won't be theirs. They don't know who it was, and everyone's alive again. But the thing is, though, they're going crazy, and it's funny because Matt's caught in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and if they were to be killed there, then they would
Then they would
caught
be in the
cycle.
town. They'd be
Right.
waking up in town, and they'd be there forever. So the whole thing of them being inhospitable wasn't the fact. They just don't want you to be cursed.
Right.
But
Except
it's a funny
they did
scene.
invite the Aes Sedai to stay there because they figured if they got stuck there, then they would help to break the curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Aes Sedai
There's
would
a
figure
little
a way.
selfishness. I mean, you can't really.
No, you're right. There
I mean, they-
was that.
They're cursed to murder each other, their loved ones, every single night.
Yeah, but not remember it. Did they?
No,
they have-
they remember.
They have
Oh, they remember
vague-
vague
they have
memories.
vague
Vague memories.
They think of it as just kind of a bad dream at first, but
and they
eventually
think-
they're
they
like,
talk like if they walk away, and then they just wake up in their bed the next day. So they
Yeah, they
kill
Jekyll and
themselves,
Hyde.
wake up
Jekyll
in
and
the-
Hyde.
just like Groundhog's Day, just with a little random
Twisted
murder.
version.
Yeah.
Twisted version of it. But the thing is, though, it's so funny that they're running. They're trying to get away from it. And Matt's like, "What the friggin' heck?" The whole time as he's trying to kill him and stop him.
yeah,
It's fantastic. And of
It
course,
is.
Matt's luck, not a scratch, and they make
Right.
it out. And I, for some reason, I mean, even though does it make a big deal in the overall plot? No, but it was interesting. I was engaged the whole time, laughing too.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I mean, even when he knows, Matt knows when to lose, Matt knows when to get some. When he wins, he gives a
Right.
bigger loss. So there's no more, cash. And he brings up the one last treasure box or whatever. He said,
Yeah.
I like to throw it all in against everything. And they said, we don't have that. He said, well, bet those supplies.
Mhm.
And because his luck's been bad all night, they go ahead and do it. And then they find, the mayor knows they've been shysted.
And the
Right.
the mayor is going to roll the dice for him with his
Yeah.
loaded dice.
Yeah.
yeah,
His own
dice.
personal loaded dice. And
Yeah.
he shows Matt are loaded in advance.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he show them?
Yes, he rolls it. He's like, he rolls them for him. He's just like, you're going to use my dice, rolls them, grabs them, and like, and I'm going to do it.
Oh, I didn't remember
Wow,
that.
no,
I
I-
knew that he rolled it for me. But I didn't remember that they were loaded.
But it was great because I know Matt's like he doesn't know if his luck is going to rub off on someone else or if that's going
Yeah.
to be lucky for him, but he just knows, and it's just such a great scene that doesn't really move. I mean, the characters move on, but
Right.
it's just a side adventure.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love that. So I mean, already enjoying Brandon Sanderson. We haven't gotten far. The other one, Swan Bonds a warder.
Yeah.
And
Gareth Brand.
yeah,
We skipped to the end of the book.
and now he knows her. Oh, was it? Okay,
Yeah,
what was
that's-
in between then? I'm sorry.
Well, the thing
you
is,
got
one thing
Rodo Ituralda. That's
we
just-
kind of missed talking in the last book how Egwene has been captured. She's been in the tower.
We mentioned that.
Yeah, we
Did we?
vaguely.
Yeah, we did.
But that's she's been in the tower and bringing them onto
But then
her
it-
side
Didn't that happen at the very end?
of the not
The
the
last
2 books ago.
Oh, was it 2
Yeah,
books
she was
ago?
in the tower all the last book.
Okay, getting her ass beat too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like to switch and spank
Switch
women.
and slipper. I never thought slippers were really that big a deal, but apparently it make a
There
woman
you go.
howl.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to talk about your female torture? Keep going.
Even brother.
You brought it. All right. What else? Before I move on to
Rodo Ituralda is kicking ass and taking names against the Shanchan.
Yeah, that was nice.
Defeats like 150,000 people with just like a little.
Oh
trick.
yeah, I forgot about
I mean,
that.
And then talk.
I forgot
to
about
him,
that,
talk to
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was a good scene.
Yeah.
That was a good scene.
But the generals aren't who defeated,
Dang, I
but
didn't write
just
that down.
wanted to talk
Yeah.
to him. It's like that was cool.
Like, I was
that was
hoping
awesome.
you would find me.
Yeah.
Because he
But
wanted to.
I just wanted, and I want you to put the drop the last sword on me.
Mhm.
But he wanted like,
But
how,
then at the
how
same-
did you do it? How did you do it?
Yeah. And then at the same time, he lets them know
It's
it
not gonna
won't work
again.
again.
Yeah.
This was brilliant.
This is
but
a
it
one-time
won't- but
thing.
It won't work again.
Yeah.
And shoot, man, 150,000 Shanchan destroyed. And the guy's like, "You don't understand the numbers we have.
Yeah.
This is not even the half of us."
Wow.
But then Rand goes and
Meet
recruits
Nestle.
him,
Mhm.
and just walks into an Ogier steading and like, "You're my bitch now."
Yeah.
And sends
Here,
him,
hold my drink. Follow me.
Yeah, and sends him to the Blight. He's like, "I'll take care of your land, but you got to go to the Blight because everybody that's supposed to be guarding the border are
Yeah.
milling around in Andor or Geodon and that area. What's her name? The Queen, Davram Bashir's niece.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I think 3 other kingdoms rulers
hmm
have taken almost all the guys, and just basically left a token force to guard these small little encampments, and they're about to be overrun. So that's why he sends Rodo Ituralda to the Blight.
Yeah. And that's one thing we haven't talked about much is the Blight.
Mm-hmm.
The Blight is a barren area of land that used to be fruitful, used to be green pastures, used to be growing plants, and now it's nothing. At first, it's over early in the book. It's just dedicated over to a section that slowly, they kind of walk in the grass and starting to die, and then they see there's nothing out there. So
Right.
the nothingness. Well, now the Blight has been growing exponentially. That's something we've forgotten to talk about, I guess. I don't think
Yeah.
we've ever mentioned the Blight before, but it's
Probably not since book 1.
Book 1 is where
That's
Yeah.
that's the
where they
last
go into
time
it.
that you're really there.
Yeah, but they do. I think in earlier books they do mention that it's been
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah,
Unusually faster
it gets kind
than
of
normal.
a passive mention whenever they're in the Waits, because several of the
Well,
characters kind of like, okay, I thought the Blight was bad.
Aren't one of the gates out to the Blight? Or doesn't it?
Tarwin's Gap is in the Blight,
Okay.
which is basically the gap in the mountains between the Blight and Shale Ghul.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So that's where they always like, okay, this is where it's going to happen. This is where they're all going to come through. And that's why Lan is always trying to get to Tarwin's Gap, because I think that's where Malkir finally fell. They were pushed back out of there, and
Gotcha.
Malkier
Gotcha.
finally fell at that point. So that's where he wants to make his stand.
Gotcha.
At the very end.
But that's just
Nynaeve dropped him off at a distance to where he got ride there, and she
Yeah.
let
taking, like,
people
3
know
months.
that he's going there to rally his people to go.
Mhm.
Apparently, I'm assuming that he's going to gather army as he travels.
Right,
And
but he
this
doesn't
is-
want to.
No.
And this has benefited from our prequel story, where it kind of sets up his background where he came from.
Right.
You know, so there's a payoff there from New Spring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because now I think New Spring went into his people, his
Yeah.
background, his past.
Yeah.
I don't
'cause he
think any of the
rides
other
with
books
a lot
did.
of other Malkiri people
Yeah.
in New Spring.
But they talk about who they are and who these warriors and everything. But I don't think that's mentioned in the other books, is it? I think it's just New Spring where.
Briefly.
Yeah,
Is it?
and
Okay,
passing
all
on.
right.
Briefly and never by land.
No, never mind.
He
But
does not talk about it
yeah,
or anything. So
silent. Time.
basically, the only thing that anybody knows about it is secondhand. What other
Yeah.
people.
And what
say
we
about
we
that.
knew in New Spring. Yeah. Oh no, I do remember you
I
saying
think even in
other people talking about his. Yeah. No, because at the beginning, whenever they were looking at Lan and the captain, whatever, that Aes Sedai kind of gave the background. You don't know what he is. His people are a blah 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 blah.
Right.
She gave a little history of them.
And I
Yeah.
really
I mean, it
like,
wasn't detailed, but she gave a full history, which I'd never heard of.
I really like Nynaeve's scene where she went to the guy with the pigeons to go send out the message.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's like, she showed, and this is my husband's ring, and he is on his way. And I can't remember how it's phrased. It's like, will he stand alone? It calls to the people, his people that have been spread out,
Yeah.
are now going to be gathering. I'm assuming that'll pay off.
It's a good scene. too.
Nynaeve
Like
doing something for someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something that we don't see that much, you know. I mean, Nynaeve showing her love and everything, and making sure that her husband's needs get taken care of and everything, his errands and whatnot. So yeah, very good stuff. Anyway, so Swan gets to bond someone,
Yeah.
and then she realizes, oh, he can feel, he knows everything I know and everything, and she hates it.
Yeah.
She hates it now.
Because she's like, oh, he loves me too. Great.
Now I'm.
But she
now
understands
I'm-
what the Greens, why they do it now.
Yeah.
No,
You want to get into that? Because
Because I
I'm
did
still
say,
a little
it's like we're going to have
uncertain.
to wait till after the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tonight might be the last night of our lives. Come on, this is the time where you can use that pickup line and actually mean it.
So this is kind of where you get a firsthand description of what the water bond is like and what it does to you physically. Increases your reflexes and speed and,
Right.
and stamina and all of that kind of stuff. So Gareth Bryn kills one of those Shan Chen assassin guys that are like cloaked in shadow and all that. A blood knight. And he thinks, I could have never done that before. Like that move is not ever used.
And it's all according to Min's prediction of
Right, where they have to stay close to
Yeah.
each other and
because he got a needle stuck in him in that exchange that Swan was able to cool and heal.
right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did too.
But this is it
And the only
was at
reason she
that
thought
point
about
where
it
I
was
started
because of
thinking,
prophecy.
I don't know, is Gawain really good enough to kill a fully trained blade master who is also a warrior? But
They do talk
Well,
him up in this book.
Remember though,
They do.
he's been practicing with the sword.
since infancy,
Yeah, so
They,
I don't think it's that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, 'cause the-
I see what
even
you're
the
saying, but I don't
top
think
guys,
it's that far
I mean,
off.
in this book, the top guys were bowing to him, pretty much. Just like, yeah, you're the man.
that's true.
If we
He
fight,
fights
you're
off
gonna kill
two
me.
other warriors.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they know who he is, and they know he's better than them. So
Yeah.
whatever ability he's got, it's better than everybody else. So.
Well, he's trained his whole life, so this is like his
Yeah.
profession. So yeah,
I think it's one of those things where like the order whatever you want to call it, the extra stamina, strength, and speed and everything is used when it's convenient, and discard it when this might be my hate for Gawain coming through. I don't like him. I think he's a whiny little baby.
I mean, I don't know if he's written to be liked. I don't think there's any Gawain fans out there. I mean, he was written to be misunderstood, or he's just not getting it.
He's
like
never
everyone
really
else.
had a moment in the series to really
No, that's true too.
to get to know him in any way.
That's true too.
Not much has been from his perspective.
And everything that
which
is from
shocking.
his perspective is basically just talk about how much he hates Rand.
Right.
Or something Rand didn't do.
Right. And I was talking to Bruce this morning about it, but the Gathering Storm is basically just the gathering of all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tying up everyone together so we can get on to the big one. But it's everyone stepping up to the plateau. I mean, Hair in the Nose is back, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
He didn't do much, but I was glad to see him. I
Yeah.
thought about him a little
I know,
was,
that's the thing. We haven't seen him in like 5, but I don't know.
I think it was so good to bring him back for that that moment, because he idolized Rand.
Mm-hmm.
And Rand treated him
And
so
then
bad.
Rand treated him like
But
dirt.
we also, followed by, a scene I've been waiting for since,
I was about to talk about this one next.
Was when Rand meets his father again.
Tam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a good
It's
scene.
a good scene.
It's a great scene.
It is.
It is a great scene. Honestly, one of the best ones, because it's that quiet moment. It's what Rand needs. It's what Tam needs. It's what the whole book series was really overdue. I mean, in all this downtime, Robert Jordan really should have addressed that. It'd have been a good scene to address in all this downtime.
I think that needed to happen. There needed to be just that constant build of Rand needs something that grounds him, that brings him back to who he is and has been his entire life, except for the last 2 years.
Right.
And it even just blurted out. I mean, Tam comes in and is like, man, it's kind of weird that my son's the Dragon Reborn. And Rand's like, how do you think it feels for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and the thing is, it ends bad.
Yeah, it does.
Rand
it's great.
flips out, almost kills his dad, and then runs away.
Yeah. And then Tam goes to Cadswain and is like, what the hell has happened to my son? Why did y'all wait so long to get me?
Why didn't you give me more information
warning as to what has happened to him? All the things that you've been thinking, why aren't they getting Tam in there? Why is it taking this long? And Tam just comes right out and says it. Why did it take this long?
It's because Robert Jordan forgot about you for 5 books. But I agree. I think that's something that should have been in there a long time earlier. But it makes for a good scene.
It does.
Because I think
it pushes Rand. He's now going to go kill off all the Seanchan by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But knowing that's going to kill a lot of innocents. But now he's got to be confronted with that. Am I going to kill the innocent too?
Right.
Yeah.
And that makes him just run off to the Dragon Mount at the peak.
Right.
The Dragon Mount, which was another good way to wrap up the first third of the story, the finale.
Yeah.
Where I guess, I don't know, it gets, I don't know if it's gaining clarity or gaining his sanity back.
He confronts his madness.
Yes.
And realizes that I can't win this acting like this.
I guess we didn't talk about how he did shut down emotionally. He had the other one of the fallen collar earlier in the book.
Cimarog. They had captured Cimarog
in the last book.
Yeah, and then
she escapes. And she was given
the male Adom.
Yes. And then she forced him to torture men.
Mm.
And of course that he
nearly killed her.
And he tapped into a third power.
Right. The true power. Or the true source. The Dark One's essence.
Yes. Right.
Which is what they drilled into the boar originally to get, before they realized that this is a dark power.
So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But yeah, definitely.
At this part, I gotta be quiet because I want to talk
I
about
know.
it. I
It's,
know that's Towers of Midnight right now, so I'm just trying to
Yeah, I
remember
figured
what else
we
is
got
left.
something big with this.
Yeah, I gotta be quiet from here on out because I'm getting close to. Because I'm thinking all my stuff now I have is Towers of Midnight now.
Because I think he got a moment of clarity, but we know he's still tainted with what he did there. So
Right.
I'm assuming that's going to play out in a little bit, but he should be more prepared to deal with it because he was just succumbing to the darkness up until he talked to his father, and I'm sure his father got left in a bad way. He didn't know that Rand, had a
True.
moment of
Right.
correction, but that was something that the whole world was able to see because
Right.
Right.
he opened up the clouds in a perfect circle above Dragonmount, and everybody sees that something's happening.
Right.
Yeah. It is just a fantastic change of pace. Brandon Sanderson doesn't get questioned after this.
No.
I think if I remember right, when this book came out, everyone was hesitant, and then no worries. They're like, "Oh, it's back to the good old days again, but better." Because, like I said, every character just felt a little bit more colorful, a little bit more lively, and the descriptions were.
Everybody's
brand new.
falling into place, falling into their abilities, and
The roles,
yeah.
everything's the slots are being filled right now. Yeah,
People are starting to accept what they're supposed to be doing.
it's a very satisfying book to read
Egwene
because
Yeah.
you know everyone's
officially
going to
become the Armelin,
right.
rejoin the tower.
Yeah, well, I guess we could talk about that. The Shan Chen,
Yeah, the Johnson attack.
they attack the tower.
Yep.
And she's on. Well, hold on. Before we get to that,
Rand met with Matt's wife.
one of the best
That was a
scenes.
fun scene.
One of the best scenes, or the end of one of the best characters in the series is Baron, who pretended or was a
Yes.
Black Aja member for most of her life.
But only because she had to, or she would have been killed. It
Right.
wasn't something
But
she
yeah.
admitted to, but she,
Yeah.
she was also like, well, I can
so
study this.
I'd like to live. So it's. I mean, it wasn't that she went seeking out to be a dark
Right.
friend. She saw something. I think that she wasn't supposed to, and they kind of like.
Yeah, they kind of had to bring her in.
Yeah.
I
So
yeah,
she swore to the Dark One, but the whole time. It wasn't like she swore long ago and she 10, 15 years later she decided, I don't really like where I am. No, from the very get-go.
Like, this is my time to learn what it is. I can study it.
I have to do this now. So
yeah.
And she had a book with everybody's names and all the plots and stuff that they were supposed to do. And
They were able to clean the tower.
yeah. But to reveal who she was, she had to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And she found a loophole in
because
only
Yeah,
only
that
in
was
the last
really
hour
good.
of your death
that they would
can you betray the
they
Dark
would
Yeah.
they would follow the Dark Lord to the hour of their death. It's
Right.
like, okay, I've got an hour.
Yeah.
Got 1
And
hour.
she
Let's
spilled
do this.
everything she could right there.
She
To
took a poison that kills her within the hour. And
Mhm.
she's like, well, I can break. I fulfilled my vow. I can
Right.
say everything.
And
It's good. That's good stuff.
yeah, it makes you, especially on a reread, if you can remember, because the second time that I reread it, I'd forgotten that she was
That
a
didn't
dark
happen.
friend the whole time. But when you reread and remember that, and you can kind of see what she's doing the whole time.
Because she's a dark friend,
you
but
got me
she wants
rethinking
to
that
undermine it the
whole
whole time.
thing now.
Her bond hold her to it, but she wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Man, that was really good.
So she just set herself up to, sacrifice. So the reveal that she was a dark friend was a nice, scary moment. Because
It was.
You
She's like,
think,
oh, and
oh,
by
no.
the way, that dress is blue. Say what?
And because then you think, oh, Egwene's in trouble, but no, it's actually a really cool moment.
It is. It is. It really is. Dang.
Because she had just taken that fork root, and she could not do anything. So, then she goes into Tele Onrad to meet with Swan, and while she's there, Nicola or one of the girls there is trying to wake her up and pulls her out, and the tower is under attack from the Shan Chen, and she can't weave even a little bit.
Yeah.
You've got to go grab all the novices, join them all together in a circle,
Yeah.
power through them until she can get Nagriel,
Right.
and then start mowing down the Seanchan.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think she's ended up linked with 4 or 5 other girls, and she talks about how even that is not as much as she can weave by herself, or as much power as she can wield by herself.
Yeah.
If she's not on, corporate. So,
Good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff.
But then she just goes all badass, sniping the rocket out of the air, and she's like all Jedi Master in there, like
Yeah.
snapping the
She really is when you think about it.
the collars off of captured
Mhm.
Aes Sedai, and she's like, nope, you burn to death. You go, oh, there's a rock, and boom, boom out of the sky. Just really.
But there's a little bit of coldness, and like, well, what if it's some of our people that they capture and take it back? But like, they're better off then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Good stuff. Good, and it's just gonna get better. It's just gonna get better.
Oh, and on
Yeah.
a final note, Elida gets her comeuppance.
Yeah.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of did get captured and
That
brought
was-
back.
That was
She's
Yeah.
collared.
beautiful.
And,
Another time, yeah, she gets collared. The tables have turned, and you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, you know what you did.
Uh-huh.
It's just one of those moments.
She gets
and
to live a very, very long time reflecting on that.
it's a great. I mean, there's just so many satisfying notes that this book really just hit upon. And I mean, Brandon Sanderson came out, pointed to center field, called his shot, and knocked it out of the park. He really did.
Babe Ruth that thing.
He Babe Ruthed it, and did a little trot around the bases for the next 2 books because everyone was standing and applauding by this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really nice. And anyway, well, I don't want to get into. I almost gave away something for Towers. The next one, the Towers of Midnight, but that's the next one. It's just going to get even better, is all I can say. It just keeps ramping up.
Oh,
Keeps ramping
one
up.
last thing. This
Oh, no,
happens
go
at-
ahead.
This happens at the very beginning of the book, and this is, I think, Bail's only redeeming factor, is she puts a knife into Massima
Oh, right, at the
at
beginning.
the very beginning.
That's right. She did.
And you actually get to read that scene from Massima's part. So I think Brandon Sanderson has a hatred for Bail also,
He
because
didn't want to write about it. So he just
her
wrote it.
best moment,
was
she
someone else's
doesn't even
point
get
of
to
view.
have the POV.
It's great. It's great. It's great. So, anything else to add? Because I need to shut up now because I'm going to
I know,
talk. I want to talk about the
it's so
next
hard.
one.
I've brought it up a couple times. You guys haven't talked about
Oh,
it.
what?
Was, when Rand met Matt's wife. What's her name?
Oh, see, we're probably both thinking that was in the next book.
It's,
I
it's a
thought it
short-
was.
Okay.
It's one short
Where-
scene
where-
where
okay.
she's gonna go.
Oh, that's
she
right,
wants him
okay.
to bow to her, and he's coming to tell her she's gonna bow to him. And they kind of, she's like completely terrified,
Matt-
but keeping
And
it cool.
He's
She
in
gets it all under control.
Zenland by now.
Yeah.
Matt's in the middle going, it's okay, he's a good guy.
So
He's
Matt's
fine."
not there yet. Matt's
Oh,
not
that's
with
right. Yeah. Sorry.
him. They don't know
Okay,
that,
see, I can't
yeah,
talk
that's
about
why
it because
we
there's
got-
an.
they don't
there's
know who
another
she is.
instance.
They don't. Well, they know who she is as way to the.
Okay.
To the
There-
Seanchan, but they don't know that she knows Matt.
Okay.
Matt, she knows that Matt knows him, but she doesn't bring it up.
Right.
Okay, no, there's another scene. I
What
was
happens
thinking
again?
about.
Okay. Well, it's good because I enjoyed that scene. They top it in the next.
It
one.
was good.
It is good. It actually I like the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
It has Matt
Oh,
involved,
good.
which is
But so this is
Okay.
one where right after the meeting that she says,
I
She
know where
decides,
she's talking
I am
about.
the Empress, or
He
something
does
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
And she decides to go ahead and go to the.
This is their
White
first-
Tower, right?
This is their
Right.
first meeting.
That's right.
This is their first meeting
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm thinking about the other one.
'Cause she's expecting the Dragon Reborn to bow to her.
Right.
Right. Not
yeah,
happening.
according to their
Not happening.
prophecy, he has to kneel before the crystal throne.
Yeah. But either way, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So overall, Gathering Storm, folks, it's good. It's gonna
very
be
good.
even better when we come back next week with Towers of
Towers of
Midnight,
Midnight.
which is one of the biggest ones, right?
I think
38 hours that the last book forms.
so. Yeah, Memory of Light is still on.
Yeah.
But still 38 hours of insane time.
Maybe we'll see you in 2 weeks. Either way, we'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.